Hello guys, in this video we are going to see about feature scaling and feature encoding. So pd.read underscore csv of I'm giving the path of my data. So my data is not present in my current working directory, so I'm giving the path. So data of my dataset name is data.csv. So let me print my data frame. Okay, so this is my data. Okay, so it's a sample data. It's not an appropriate data set. It's a sample data. So created for explaining this, demonstrating this label encoding. Okay, so my data is having the features named id, bin underscore 1, bin underscore 2, norm underscore 0, odd underscore 2, and target. Okay, so you can see except id, all the other features are categorical features, right? So this bin underscore 1 and bin underscore 2 are binary categories, right? So here this norm underscore 0 will be uh, nominal category, whereas odd underscore 2 will be my ordinal category. Okay, so here the order has to be maintained. Okay, cold, warm, hot. Okay, so this is nothing but nominal. Colors are given, so we do not want to maintain the order of these categories, right? So these two, so here bin underscore 1, bin underscore 2, in this sense, so binary category 1. So you can find two different values, right? Two different categories, right? Either true or false. And similarly in this feature you can find two different categories named no or yes. Okay, so let me apply each encoding techniques. Okay, so first encoding technique which I will be using is label encoder. Okay, so label encoder is very familiar for you. So we have to use the sklearn library for importing the label encoder, right? So from sklearn library, sklearn dot pre-processing, so all this classes, all these functions will be present in the pre-processing package, right? So pre-processing, we have to import label encoder. Okay, so once this is done, so since it is a class, we have to create the instance of this class. Okay, so you can give any name for this variable. So I'm giving le, but you can give any name. Okay, so create the instance of this class. So label encoder of. Okay, so now I am going to apply this for any one of the feature. Okay, so let me create the copy of the data frame first. So df1 is equal to df dot copy of. Okay, so now df1 is nothing but the same data frame. So I'm going to apply this label encoder for the data frame 1. Okay, so I'm taking let me take this odd underscore 2 category, sorry, odd underscore 2 feature, and I am going to apply the label encoder technique. Okay, so even you can apply this label encoder for all the features. So here I am going to apply this label encoder. I'm going to transform this categories using label encoder. Okay, so df1 of, I'm going to replace this column. Okay, so I am going to replace this column by the transformed value. Okay, so for using this, I have to use this le dot fit underscore transform of, give the same value. Okay, so the same variable. So df of odd underscore 2. Okay, so now let me print my data frame. Okay, so you can find the feature odd underscore 2, the categories. Okay, the categorical variables are converted to numerical variables, right? So for the first variable, okay, so hot, for hot the value 1 is, label 1 is assigned. For warm the value 2 has been assigned, and for cold the value 0 has been assigned. Okay, so you can take any data set with categorical feature and you can try. Okay, so now let me apply the next technique. Okay, so next technique is nothing but one hot encoding. Okay, so for performing this one hot encoding, you can either use the uh, you can either you make use of the sklearn preprocessing library. So one hot encoder is present in the sklearn preprocessing library. Okay, either you can make this, or in pandas you have a function named pd.get_dummies. Okay, so this will be little easier when compared to one hot encoder function which was present. So I am using this pd.get_dummies of. Okay, so pd.get_dummies of, mention the name of your data frame. I am using the same data frame df1, and you have to mention the columns for which I have to apply this, which I have to convert the categorical variables into numerical variables. Okay, so here I am taking this column norm_0. Okay, so whatever column you want to convert, you have to mention that column. So norm_0. Okay, so once I print this, you can find, right? So this norm_0, you can find three different values, right? Red, three different categories, red, blue and green. Okay, so for each category a separate column has been created. For blue, a column has been created. For green, a column has been created. And for red, a column has been created. Okay, so here they have sorted the date category in ascending order, and they have created the columns, right? So what is the first value here? So here our first value, first category is red, right? So only for the column red the value will be assigned as 1. For all the remaining columns the value will be assigned as 0. So our second value is, second category is nothing but blue. Okay, so second and third uh, category is blue, right? So for blue, the column blue, the value will be assigned 1, and for the other columns the value will be assigned 0, right? So the third one is green. So for the column green the value is assigned 1, and for the other columns the value is assigned as 0. Okay, so this is how one hot encoding works. Either you can make use of the function which is available in sklearn preprocessing, or you can make use of this pd.get_dummies. Okay, so this is easier, so I just preferred this one. So we will move on to the next encoding method, which is nothing but binary encoding. Okay, so for binary encoding we will use a library named category_encoder. Okay, so we haven't used this library yet, right? So category_encoder, so when you are using it for the first time, you have to install this library. Okay, so using pip you can install this. So pip install category_encoder, and later you can import the functions from this library. Okay, so I have already installed it, so I am directly importing this. Okay, so from category_encoder I have to import binary encoder. So this binary encoder function is present here. Okay, so category.encoders. Okay, so category.encoders. So first let me create the instance of this class. So binary encoder of. Okay, so now again I am going to convert a particular column. Okay, so let me create another copy of the data frame. So df2 is equal to df dot copy of. Okay, so df2 will be the same data frame. So I am going to work on this odd_2 column. Okay, you can choose any column. So for the time being I am choosing this odd_2 column. Ordinal value I am taking. Okay, so here I'm just naming it as a new data. Okay, so new data is equal to b dot fit underscore transform of, just mention the column for which we have to apply this. Okay, so here I am going to apply this for the column odd_2, right? So once I do this, okay, let me give df of odd_2. Okay, so let me print this new data. Okay, so once I print this new data, so the odd2 is having three different categories, right? Hot, warm, cold. Okay, so initially the value will be assigned for numerical value will be assigned for three categories. So for hot the value will be assigned as 1, For warm category, the value will be assigned as 2, and for cold category, the value will be assigned as 3. Okay, so the binary value for hot will be 001, and for warm the value will be 010, and for cold the value will be 011. Okay, so this will be repeated again and again. Okay, so now if you want to attach this to your original data frame, you can make use of concat function. Okay, so let me add this to the original data frame. So df2 is equal to pd dot concat of df comma new data. Okay, so you have to mention the axis. So axis is equal to 1. So now let me print df2. Okay, so in df2 we can find, right, so you can find the odd underscore 2 as well as the binary representation of odd underscore 2. Okay, you can even drop this odd underscore 2. Now this has been converted to the numerical features, so you do not this odd underscore 2 is not recurred, right, so you can directly drop this odd underscore 2. You have to mention the axis. Okay, so now if I print my df2, so odd underscore 2 has been removed, so you can see the odd underscore 2 column categories in the odd underscore 2 has been converted to numerical features. Okay, see if you find this steps is difficult, so concatenating is difficult, you can even stop with this step. Okay, just directly convert this into binary value, and you can stop with this. Okay, so let's move on to the next method. Okay, so the next method we have discussed is mean encoding, right? Okay, so for mean encoding also I'm going to make use of the same library. Okay, I'm going to use the same library, category underscore encoders. So from category underscore encoders import target encoder. So this target encoder class is used for obtaining the mean encoding, performing the mean encoding. So let me create the instance. Okay, so once I have created the instance, so I'm going to find this for I'm going to apply this for the feature norm underscore 0. Okay, so I can use the same data frame, right? So in data frame df2, this norm underscore 0 is a categorical variable. So I'm using this same feature, sorry, same data frame. Okay, so let me save it in a variable named new. Okay, so new is equal to t dot fit underscore transform of. So here you have to pass the two variables. So first thing is for which variable we want to convert the categories into numerical, and the second thing is you want to pass your target. Okay, so in mean encoding, the mean value is calculated, mean value of each category is calculated with respect to your target. So you have to pass the feature for which you have to perform encoding as well as the target. Okay, so here my x is nothing but I am going to use this norm underscore 0. Okay, so df of norm underscore 0 is my x, and my y is equal to, I guess this is small x, let me check. So y is equal to df of, here my target feature, so my dependent variable or target is nothing but target. Okay, so the feature name is nothing but target. Okay, so based on your data set you have to use this. So this is capital X. Okay, okay, so let me print this new. Okay, so you can find, right, so for each category the value has been created, the mean value has been calculated, and this is the numerical representation of each feature. Okay, so for red the numerical representation is numerical value is nothing but 0.203, right? So for blue the numerical value is 0.63. Again blue is repeated, and for green the value is 0.47. Even you can add this to the original data frame. So df2 is equal to pd dot concat of, so df2 comma new. Okay, so mention the axis. So let me print df2. Okay, so here you can find, right? So before doing this step you can drop this norm underscore 0. Okay, so before you perform this step you can drop this categorical feature, right? So this feature is this column is not recurred anymore, so we have already converted it to numerical values, so that you can drop this. Okay, so see here I have given us df, but we are working with the data frame df2, right? So you can give this as df2. Okay, so when you are doing that, make that correction. Okay, so another thing to be noted is, so before you are performing this concatenation, you just drop this column norm underscore 0, and then you convert this new column, or you have to rename the column names. Okay, or else you can find two column in the same with the same name, so it will be confusing, right? So even whenever you are performing any kind of this encoding techniques, so once you perform, you find out the numerical value for particular categorical column, you can drop this categorical column. Okay, so this column will not be recurred anymore, you can directly drop this column. Okay, so let me import the libraries. So first I'm importing pandas. Let me create the data frame. I'm going to use the data named scalar. Okay, so it's a CSV file. So scalar.csv. Let me print my data. So this is the data. Okay, so data which I am having, so my data is having the features named country, age, salary, purchased. Okay, so here country and purchase, so this purchased is nothing but your target. Country, age and salary are your features, input features. Okay, so country is nothing but it is a categorical variable, right? Similarly purchased is also a categorical variable. Okay, so here I am having age and salary as numerical values. Okay, so you can find the age lies in the range of 27 to 50, right? Similarly salary lies in the range of 48,000 to 83,000. So you can find the difference in the scale, right? So here it is in the range of 27 to 50. Here it is in the range of thousands, right? 10,000s, right? So there is a difference in the scale. Okay. So for performing these operations, I do not recur this categorical features. So initially, let me create the copy of this data frame and let me drop this categorical features. Okay, so df1 dot drop of, I'm dropping the categorical features country and purchased. So axis is equal to 1 comma in place is equal to true. So if you find it difficult to use this in place, you can just save df1. You can use df1 is equal to df1 dot drop of this thing. Okay, or else you can make use of not found in axis. Okay, so df1 dot drop off, you have to use a single uh, square bracket. Okay, let me check this df1. So df1, in df1 age and salary has been dropped, right? So now my data frame is having only numerical variables, so I can directly make use this encoding sorry scaling techniques. Okay, so it is very simple. You can directly import this functions from sklearn pre-processing, right? So from sklearn pre-processing, so all the classes are present in this sklearn pre-processing. So import, the first thing I am going to use is standard scaler. Okay, so once it is imported, you can create the class instance of this. Okay, so first method is standard scaling. So let me create the class of this. So is equal to standard scaler of. Okay, so let me directly apply the fit underscore transform. So df1 is equal to df1 dot, sorry, sc dot fit underscore transform of df1. Okay, now let me print df1. So you can find, right? So all the values has been rescaled. So the values of the column age as well as salary has been rescaled. So it we have applied the formula x minus mu by sigma, and each values can has been rescaled, right? So now you can find all the values lies between the range of -1 to 1, right? So the scaling has been done. Okay, so this is how standard scaler works. Now let's apply the next scaling method, which is nothing but min max scaler. So this is very simple, right? So you have to directly import the library and you can directly apply this. So from sklearn dot preprocessing, import min max scaler. So once you've done this, you can create an instance of this. So min max scalar of. Okay, so once you've done this, you can use the same thing. So you cannot apply the same step. You can create a copy of the data frame. Okay, so you can create the copy of data frame df1. So let me print df2. Oh, okay, so see this df1 has been rescaled, right? So I cannot use this create the copy of df1. Okay, so let me use this step. Let me use an additional step here. Let me create a data frame named d. D is nothing but df dot drop of these things. Okay, so once I do this, let me print my data frame. What happened? It is not working. Okay, so let me print d. So this is my d. So I will be using this d and create the copy again. Okay, so I cannot create the copy using my df1, because in df1 the data has been rescaled, right? So I cannot use this. So I have created another copy of the data frame and saved it in d, and I have dropped the columns country and purchased. Okay, I created a copy of the data frame DF and dropped the columns country and purchase. So my data frame D will be having the features, age and salary. So for performing the next type of scaling, I have created the copy of D. Okay, so now let me print DF. So DF2 will be for the data frame with columns age and salary. So now I can apply the min max scalar, right? So df2 is equal to, here my instance name is ms dot fit underscore transform of df2. Okay, let me print df2. So here you can see, right, all the values has been rescaled. You can find the maximum value is 1 and minimum value is 0, right? So all the values has been rescaled in the range of 0 to 1. Okay, so this is what happens in min max scalar. So now let's use max subscalar. Okay, let me create another data frame which is the copy of the data frame D. So df3 is equal to d dot copy of, let me print df3. So once this is done, I have to import the library, right? So from sklearn dot preprocessing import max app scalar. Okay, so once this is done, you have to create the instance of this. Okay, so let me create the instance. So I am naming the instance as MA. Okay, so MA is equal to max apps scalar of. Okay, so once this is done, let me apply to the data frame D3. So df3 is equal to uh, MA dot fit underscore transform of df3. So let me print df3. Okay, you can see, right, again the values are rescaled. Okay, even here you can find the values in between 0 to 1, right? So here all the values are rescaled in the range of 0 to 1. Okay, so let me use the final scalar, which is nothing but robust scalar. Okay, so same procedure. So from sklearn you have to import sklearn dot preprocessing, import robust scalar. Okay, so once you import this, you can create the instance of robust scalar. So this experiment is very easy, right? So all the steps which you are using, you have to follow the same steps. Everything you have to import from sklearn dot preprocessing. You have to create the instance and you have to apply to the data frame. So let me create a data frame df4, which is again the copy of the data frame D. So df4, once it is done, let me apply the robust scalar. So df4 is equal to df rs dot fit underscore transform of df4. Okay, so you can see, right, all the data has been rescaled. So age and salary has been rescaled. You can find the values in the range of -1 to 1, right? So it is little above 1.1, right? 1.1, 1.2.